Hello and welcome to TMG Movie Reviews. I'm Andrew.
I'm Rick.
And today we have the great pleasure of discussing from 2014, Gone Girl. Yeah, starring Ben Affleck and Academy Award nominee Rosamund Pike, based on the novel by Gillian Flynn and directed by the great David Fincher. Now, Gone Girl has been a film that has achieved a great deal of commercial and critical success, both abroad and here in the UK. In the UK, it was the most profitable 18 certificate film of 2014. It's a very grown-up, very adult story. And for those who don't know the film, Ben Affleck plays Nick Dunne, and Rosamund Pike here plays his wife, Amy Elliott Dunne. On their wedding anniversary, Amy disappears. Has she been kidnapped, or is there something else happened? Is Nick more involved than he's letting on? Slowly as Nick's life begins to fall apart with accusations coming from not only his family, his friends and the police, he has to find out where his wife Amy is, and it is a taunt terrifying, especially if you're in a relationship like I am. I watched this in the cinema with my girlfriend, and after the film finished we walked out and I said, I will never ever upset you ever again. It absolutely terrified me, but I absolutely loved it. But let's see what Rick thinks.
Yeah, I really liked it. I just, it's the sort of whole movie from the opening scene. It's a very sort of sterile sort of movie. The colours in it, there's all sort of, and everything's so clean and everything. It's a really sort of sterile movie, I think. One of the things I did really like, it's just so compelling. Like, it's a long film. It's on for like 2.5 hours, I was never bored. Not once was I sort of like looking at my clock going like, oh god, there's still like another hour left to go. You get so engrossed in the film because like the first half of the film is basically you're questioning whether Ben Affleck has killed his wife. Do you think that's where the movie's heading? That's what the story's telling? And then about an hour in, just over an hour in, it flips that straight on its head. I'm not going to spoil too much for you, but yeah, it flips that completely on its head. One of the things I do love about this movie, which is a bit of a weird thing to say, is the trailer, because it doesn't give anything away.
No, it's a fabulous trailer. It's got that brilliant song. It's got I think it's not Elvis Costello, but it's someone singing "She May Be the Face I Can't Forget," and it's a series of cuts to various points in the film, and it's really unnerving. Yeah,
and they never give anything away from like after that second hour, like after that first hour. They don't give any of that information away. In the trailer, it basically makes it look like this is a film about finding out whether Ben Affleck killed his wife.
Yeah, did he kill her or did he not?
Yeah.
And yeah, Rick's pointed out that it's a sterile film. I think there's a reason why it looks so cold and so good, because it's basically a metaphor for their marriage. Their marriage is not one that's one you would see in a typical romantic comedy. It's a film with a lot of layers. At one point we find out he's been having an affair with one of his students. He's a former journalist who's now a university professor in a town in Missouri where his family are from. He's come back to take care of his ailing mother. And so there's that going on. There's other things as well. Has he been abusive in the past? We don't know. Has he maybe been beating his wife up? Has he maybe done some other things? Her parents are writers of a series of children's novels called The Amazing Amy series, and Amy is the inspiration. Has he been stealing, embezzling money from her trust fund? So there's so much going on, and it's a film where I call it now the phone test. If Nicola, my girlfriend, is on her phone during the film, I know she's been taken out of it, but we were sat in that cinema and not once did she even get her phone out to check the time. Not once. That's a testament to how good it is that Nick didn't pick up her phone once.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of film. It demands your attention. If you turn away for a second and you miss a clue.
Well, that's it. I mean, like throughout the film, you're sort of in the role as detective just as much as the actual police are, because you're trying to pick up all these clues to make your own assumptions up. And I just think it's a really clever way of telling the story. I mean, Ben Affleck's character is not a likeable guy.
No.
I mean, it's sort of questionable whether he did sort of abuse her, physically abuse her, because we hear that from her point of view, and we sort of see that through her diary sort of being read out with her narrating over it. Some of the things about him we do know, and like that he's cheated on his wife, and that he's not happy with her, and he's constantly telling lies. Even to his twin sister, who he seems to be like the closest person in the world to. So he's not a really nice guy at all.
No,
and she's definitely not either.
No, they're both. At one point in the film, Ben Affleck's lawyer, played brilliantly by Tyler Perry, says, you know, you two deserve each other. You're the most worded up people that I've ever met. And as we watch the film, we see how crazy they are, how insecure they are. And it's a fascinating portrayal of a marriage that's a marriage made in hell, really. And it was just, I can't really praise it enough. It's a brilliant grown-up thriller, and it's such a shame we don't get more films like this.
Yeah, definitely. I think Rosamund Pike's sort of performance is just completely standout as well. Like she's amazing in this film.
She's absolutely brilliant. And before this, she hadn't really done anything. No, she was in one of the Bond films, Die Another Day, and she'd done bits and pieces here and there. But this is a star-making performance, and she's, for someone who's I think supposed to be the all-American girl, she plays it perfectly with this mixture of little girl lost innocence and just utter malevolence.
Because I've not seen Argo yet, this is Ben Affleck's best performance in my opinion. The best film I've seen him in by far.
Yeah, it's a very good performance. I agree. I think he's also very good in Changing Lanes. I know you're not a big fan of Changing Lanes, so I think in the latter part of his career, this is probably the best script he's been given and the best performance he's given since way back in the day, since when I first saw him in things like, you know, Good Will Hunting, which is only a supporting role, but it's still quite good there, and in Changing Lanes. So yeah, this is the best part of the best new Ben Affleck performance I've seen in a while. And it's a shame he didn't get an Oscar nomination as well. I think he deserved it.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think everyone in the film's brilliant. There's not one character where I could say like that they're just not good.
Yeah, it was a terrific performance. It's a terrific film. A film that I will make you aware is. I mean, when it came out, it was a certificate 18. I was really shocked. I thought, oh right, is it? And then I saw it, and there's some brutal violence.
Yeah.
There's lots of full frontal nudity. There's lots of swearing. It's not a film for a younger audience. It's a film very much. You should. It's a grown-up film. Is the best way to describe it. So yeah, it's 4 stars for me. One of the best films of last year, and a film that I thoroughly recommend.
Yeah, I'd give it 4.5 stars. Absolutely brilliant. Sort of so compelling, so engaging. You're just glued to the screen from start to finish, and. Yeah, I mean, it's a really long film, but you don't even notice.
Yeah, it's definitely a film, definitely to be recommended. Do let us know what you think in the comments below if you enjoyed Gone Girl. If you've read the book, I've read the book, and the book is terrific as well, so if you like the book, let us know.
Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel for future reviews, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Thank you, goodbye.